What's up, Internet? You're tuning in episode 175 of Nintendo Noise, Slip Screen Games' weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm your host, Pete and Bessie, joined today by my very good friends and co-hosts, Mr. Ken Hicks.
What a dog.
And Mr. Jack Ryan.
I'm Pete and Bessie. I love video games. No, I'm just playing.
Damn, he got my ass.
That was a
roasted,
early on spot. Like, you got the tone and everything just right.
Had that can ready to go for like 28 minutes.
Man, that's 20 minutes of work.
Roughly, yeah, give or take.
I could think of 5 more things to make fun of me for in that amount of time, but that's okay. You know, you got your dig in. Good for you. We're here to talk about another famous, influential Italian-American today, Mario, because, of course, this week we're recording it a day late, so it's happy belated Mario Day to all who celebrate. But we're going to do something a little fun, something we haven't done in a while on this show, which is we're going to do a tier list. So while we were discussing how we might celebrate Mario Day, Jack suggested maybe we do, well, I think Ken originally was like, maybe we do a tier list of games. We've done a version of that in years past. Jack's like, maybe we talk about characters. And I thought, great, let's blow it out, do something a little bit stranger, right? So I don't want to just tier the Mario characters. That's played out. You go on Tier Maker, there's 100 different lists of Super Mario Brothers characters. Other people have done their tiers. Yeah, we could sit here and tier the characters. Or we could do something that I think is a little more in the spirit of the holiday, right? It's Mario Day. So I have a fictional scenario I'm going to present to you guys, and that's how we're going to work through our tier list today. So we're here to celebrate Mario Day. We're going to have a culturally appropriate, we're going to have a nice big spaghetti and meatballs dinner, right? Invite all the Mario crew over for this dinner. So the way that we're going to tier this is instead of who's the best character, I've broken us down into 5 different tiers that are the types of party guests that I think you might experience from this crew, right? So our top tier we have, they'll try to make it, right? That's what they said. They said they'll try to make it. Okay, so they think they're too good for the party. Then next we got they'll show up early so that they can help set up, right? So they're that go the extra mile, very positive, type of person. A little bit, maybe a little bit Ken-coded, but he's also maybe the next one on this list. Who's to say? Okay, actually, sorry. Next is just middle of the road. They show up on time. They arrive at the event. They enjoy the event, right? Then we got they'll show up late and with a +1. So they'll come a little bit late and they bring a friend. And last, they weren't invited, but they crashed. They showed up anyway. We didn't want them at the party, but they came to the party. So
I feel like there should be one more tier list of like, wasn't invited, did not come. There's no scenario where I invite 2 babies to a party in my 30s. I'm just saying.
Look, I built this tier list off of somebody else's list. So, the babies are in there. I wouldn't invite a baby to a party either. So
I would hope not, Pete.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I guess.
I think this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I've never been more excited for anything. Let's go.
Perfect. So, like I said, this is from an existing tier list. So the characters on this list, we didn't choose them. I wanted it to, I didn't want to show favoritism. I wanted it to be somewhat random, and the order is just the order that it's in. That's what we're going to go for. So first up, we got Rosalina.
Oh, she'll try to make it.
That's my thought.
Classy gal.
No,
that's not a try to make it.
No, you don't think so?
You don't.
She's there early. She's brought ice. Yeah.
She's shown up.
No. You're confusing her with like Paulina. Like she'll show up on time. Show up early.
Oh, see, no, I don't know about that. I think that's a crazy. You think that? I think she's got better. She's a famous singer. She's the mayor of New Donk City.
She would be the star of the party, and she will want to make sure it's perfect for her.
Ooh, all right. Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
there.
there.
Yeah, because I definitely don't know if I agree with that. But all right, so Jack, you think she's a show up early type?
I think so. I think Rosalina is a friend you can count on.
That's interesting because,
Now,
I don't disagree with that, but I feel like she has that like mysterious aura where it's like she's getting invited to a lot of parties, right? She'll, maybe she'll make a pop in, but it's like you think she's coming early to set up. I think that's bold.
Now they'll try to make it. Is that is that a good response, a neutral? Is that like a cool answer?
It's a if I can make it, I will, but I don't want to promise.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
thing.
It's like
Okay.
non-committal, and I think you can interpret that how you want. Like if it's I'll try to make it, but they're too busy in a nice way. That's I think a reasonable interpretation. But I think my envisioning of that is more like what Ken said, where it's like, yeah, I'll try to make it, but no promises.
Okay. Well, I'm already furious. I'm gonna save my vetoes. I feel like there are stronger battles I'm gonna have to fight as we work our way through this list. So
Okay.
I'm willing to concede this wrong bracket that you both have stuck her in.
I love that on the very first one we're already in near total
immediate
disagreement.
This is going to be
Just
the
an-
most toxic half hour of our lives. Can't wait.
It's great. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I thought it would take a little bit longer before we got to the sauce, but here we are. All right, so next up is Bowser.
You already know the answer to this. I think we all know where this is going to go.
I think.
That's a.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Jack.
I mean, canonically, that's a party crasher, right?
See, now here's
Like-
where I think it gets interesting, because it's like I want to agree with that, right? Because I think if you're talking about in the like lore of like a Mario game,
Or
yeah.
we're just going straight vibes.
No, but like think about it. In like Mario Party, Mario Kart, all the Mario sports titles, like the villains are there. They're playing. They're invited to the party.
So wait, in this hypothetical
I guess
scenario,
Bowser's a space
are-
in Mario Party. So that's maybe an argument that he's not at the party.
So like in this hypothetical scenario, are we the ones throwing the party?
The three of us are throwing a party. Yeah.
Okay. Would any of us invite Bowser?
But that's why I have to ask the question of like, are we talking about like Bowser, like in the context of a mainline Mario game, or in the context of like
Bowser
Mario
is
Kart?
a war criminal. Why would you want to invite him? And you know that if we don't invite him and he finds out everyone else is there,
Look,
he's
listen,
going to show up
Feels
anyway.
Strong.
Listen, yeah, we can't just start throwing around real world interpretations of Mario characters, because then when we get to Mario and Luigi, I have to bring up the fact that they're animal abusers, and we're not trying to get that
Ken,
deep.
There's also there's the important point. Bowser's not real, and we kind of
Exactly.
have to set that aside for the sake of the assignment here.
I got some
so
jokes, but I don't
I'm-
want to get demonetized.
Going down this down this list, I'm going to try my best to set aside, canonically what's the answer. But with Bowser, I think when he has crashed a party literally 4 or 5 times throughout the course of the series, there's nowhere else I can put him. It's happened in like 4 or 5 different games. It's impossible to remove that from
It's from
his essence.
from the mindset. Yeah, okay.
So for me, that's the only answer.
I think that's fine. I think that's good.
Bowser Jr. entirely different story. Bowser Jr. is a little like town rat scumbag. He's showing up late. He's bringing a buddy that you do not want to see.
I agree with that. Yeah, he's bringing like he's bringing a guy that was not invited for a reason.
Like you know who he's showing up
Yeah,
with?
absolutely
Like, all of his
nobody knows.
siblings. He's showing up with all of his siblings, all the Koopa kids.
Yeah, right. And I don't know all of them, right? Like I know a couple of their names, but when we get into there, I'm gonna have to look them up. I don't remember all their names. They're not all getting invited.
I will say, Rory is 100% getting an invite. Rory is our boy, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
We'll cross that bridge when we get
All right.
there.
I feel good about this so far.
Okay, good. All right, so next up is Donkey Kong.
Oh, he's invited, yeah.
I feel like
Invited for sure.
yeah, definitely invited, and I feel like I could see DK being I don't know, because it's like I could see him being type to just show up to stroll in at go. You know, like
You know he's gonna be there. You're not sure what time. You know he's gonna roll through.
yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
idea that he shows up like roughly on time to me feels like reasonable. You know,
I feel that. Yeah.
You know what? I can get down with those terms and conditions. I kind of feel like very similar with Diddy Kong, except Diddy Kong might even show up early.
I
don't
think,
know.
yeah, because like, and I waffled a little bit because I could see the argument of like showing up early because it's like he leads the DK crew. You know, he's and a younger Donkey Kong is irresponsible, but an established Donkey Kong, you know, he's an involved uncle. He's, you know, he's responsible. And the idea that the two of them roll up together either early to help set up or right on time, I think feels right to me.
All right, so I say we put them both because I feel like if we put one in one tier, we have to put the other one in the same tier.
Yeah, I think they
Let's
come
just say-
together.
Yeah, let's just say they show up early to help set up. You gotta that spot's looking a little empty.
How do you feel about
Yeah,
that, Jack?
Diddy. I think Diddy would be a late straggler if he wasn't always tied to DK's hip, but
Yeah.
by association, he's going to be there early as well.
That's interesting, though, now that I think about it, is the idea that we put him in the late +1 and he comes with a Diddy Kong Racing character. You know, he's got that whole crew of friends that nobody knows any of their names.
No, Diddy's
Show
the
up
little
with
brother
Conker.
who's like not. He does not have it together as much as the older brother, but he's around the older brother enough that he gets by in life.
All right.
He just gets dragged to, success and etiquette.
All right. I think
King Boo is a heater.
this is an
King Boo's a
interesting
heater?
one.
Yeah. This
I think
man's
he's
a bit
invited. He's a
trickier.
dignitary. You know?
But I feel like he'll just try to make it. He's kind of busy ruling the underworld. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I want him to
Yeah,
be
it's
there
like
so bad.
It's a
in
try
my
to
heart,
make
like-
it, but not a rude try to make it. It's like he sends a nice
Genuine.
Yeah, he sends a genuine like I'll try to be there, and
Yeah.
He will.
He's the guy the night before in my head. I'm like, I freaking hope this guy comes. Like, I hope everyone sees King Boo at my party.
like oh my god, that
And
guy
you know
knows
it's a
how to
true
rage.
50-50 whether or not he shows up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I like that. All right, Petey Piranha's next.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I would say maybe they show up on time. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm inviting Petey.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like not invited but crashed.
Really?
I kind of think so.
You don't like Peter Piranha? Like you don't like him? Oh, all right.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't. It's less that I don't like him, and it's more that I don't think about him. You know,
I wouldn't think to invite him. If
Yeah.
he shows up, I'm not upset.
I feel
I'll
like
say hi,
it's
you
more.
know?
Like, oh, yo, okay, what's up? You made it. That's cool. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I
yeah.
think so.
That feels strong.
Okay.
right.
I have
Big
strong
Bob.
feelings about him. He's showing up on
Entirely
time.
different story. Yeah.
He's showing up
VIP.
on time. He's invited, not a maybe. Like he's a man of the people. Yeah, he's a ruler, but he knows how to turn up.
He doesn't have that much going on. You know.
Yeah. He's there at 8:00 p.m. Like the perfect man.
He's like he was in his car at 7:59, and he's like, all right, great, cool, it's time.
Yeah, he like opened the door, looked down at the clock, and like slowly closed the door so no one would hear it inside.
Yeah, I think that's right.
There we go.
All right, so next up we got Birdo. I think Birdo's a show up late with a +1. I think Birdo
100%.
rolls in
Agree.
after the party's already started, fashionably late, brings some other dinosaur you've never met, and you have a good time.
Yes. It
I'm
shows
with
up
you.
late with the +1. Did anyone warn Yoshi? Like, his ex is up here with another dude. Like,
It's tough. It's tough.
Poor Yoshi.
Okay, Koopa Troopa.
Oh man, the thing with
Koopa's
the
there
Koopa
early.
Troopas.
I think.
I think early to set up, right?
So
I
I,
think
don't
so.
know if they be there early to set up, but they are diligent. Like if they say they're going to help you set up, they'll show up. They'll show up on time. Like no matter how many times they get whooped by Mario, they're still there, like standing on business for Bowser. So I would say either
Actually-
on time or early.
I think you're right about on time. I feel like because they're the Troopas, like they're regimented
Regimented.
in that way, right? Like they're not gonna show initiative and come early. They're gonna show up at the time they were told to show up.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of did we ask them to come early and help or not? And Pete,
Oh,
we'll let you decide.
interesting. Did we ask them to come early? That I think is
That's
a
the
good
question.
Yeah. No, yeah, we did, and they did. They came. Okay.
You know who else always pulls through clutch? I think we all know where this one's going. The man of the hour. He always goes above and beyond for the homies. Yo, Mario's showing up early.
Mario
set
not
up.
invited to the spaghetti dinner.
See, I would say I don't think he comes early. I think he comes on time because he's the guest of honor.
Yeah, naturally.
But I feel like it's in his nature to help people.
That's true, but I mean,
I don't get like particularly go out of my way like thoughtfulness from Mario.
yeah,
I think he does exactly what you need of him.
he rises to the occasion, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no more, no less.
yeah.
I'll concede.
Whereas,
I'm-
like,
I'm
and again,
2 to
like we
1.
said, Donkey Kong would show up early. Like he's got something to prove, right? So he would come early and be like, "No, I'm showing face, right? I'm here going the extra mile to show how great and how helpful I am." Whereas, like
Yeah.
Mario,
Who
I
else-
think
who
Mario
else is
strolls
gonna
in on
Set up
time.
these 500-pound display barrels.
He's moving the kegs, you know.
Yeah,
He's
I
changing
think-
the decorations to
50-gallon
look more like
kegs.
his stuff.
Yeah, the heavy work.
And I think to your point, Ken, like I think maybe Mario shows up like with like a nice bottle of like wine or something. Like he you know, it's like he brought something. He didn't have to bring something. It was nice that he did though, you know?
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
He's on time. All right, Shy Guys. I think that they set up, right?
You see, this is the way I see it. Shy guy. It's literally in his name. He has social anxiety. He wants to show up. He wants to see his friends.
Wazoo. Yeah.
But, you know, he might be a little late, a little bit of nerves. He might have to bring a buddy with him.
Maybe
like,
he's
you know,
a they'll
come
try
from
to
home.
make it.
That's
but-
a trying
but
to
like-
make it.
but
and
it's but it's an
translating
anxious.
to I will definitely not be there in a million years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an anxious avoidant though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, all right, I
the
think
homie
that's-
for sure. Sweet guy, but like, you know, nothing wrong with having a little bit of social anxiety.
No. We love a Shy Guy. All right, so Kamek. Like absolute. This is one where it's like I can't decide if this is like Kamek sucks, so we don't invite Kamek, or is like did Kamek like is like we invite Kamek because you know.
I feel like Kamek's one of those people that what's the word I'm looking for? He thinks he's cooler than he actually is. Oh, I'll try to make it.
Oh,
I'll
so
see
you
if I
think
can
you think
bless
he's
you
like big
with my
timing
presence.
us, but it's lame, and you're like whatever.
I think his head is too big for his body. Like that's the vibe that I get from him.
okay, I think that
Yeah,
works.
I could see it.
I could see that.
Yeah, he's hard to read, so if
Yeah.
Ken's got a feeling,
I like that.
let it ride.
All right, Goombas.
So I feel similar with Goombas as I do with like, you know, the Koopa,
Yeah.
where it's regiment. He'll show up on time, right? But unlike that one, I feel like he's not going to. We wouldn't ask him for help because he doesn't have any arms.
It's true. He's also
That
grouchy.
is, yeah,
You
that
know,
would be very rude to, ask the physically disabled character on the list to come set up.
it's like, come push some
So,
stuff around with your face, buddy.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think Goomba, not the first one in the door, but reasonably on time.
Yeah, like
You know,
when I say show up on
8:15
time within the
maybe
first
around
30 minutes.
Let me
give or
let
take.
me let me throw this out there because I think I'm with you guys for the on time. The only thing do we maybe say they show up late with a +1 and it's a stack of Goombas?
Well, is that a +1 in this scenario?
That's a
'Cause
plus
it is,
several.
It is the same. It
That's
is
a
the
plus
same
several.
character though.
That's true, but it's a group of Goomba.
Are you saying all
Goombas?
Goombas look
It's-
alike?
Are
Jack
you
is
saying,
saying
a group
that,
of Goomba is a different character than a Goomba?
Jack really said all them Goombas are the same.
These are the questions we need to ask.
I'm trying to answer the question,
You want
and
me- I'll
grammatically
ask it
I'm
again.
struggling to answer it.
I'll ask it again. Is a group of Goomba or a stack of Goomba,
Yeah.
if you'd prefer, a different character than a Goomba?
The first Goomba is not a different character. So like the first one, okay, no, wait. It's like a jacuzzi hot tub situation where it could be. They could be one of the Goombas could be the Goomba in the stack, or it could be a totally different stack of Goomba. That's the other option. But it's one or the other.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If you believe enough in your own argument here, I will concede.
I don't even know what
Well,
my
I'm gonna
argument
let you
is.
make your
Yo, so like, do you feel like Goombas? don't
I
have
agree. I
individuality?
agree. Goombas don't roll one Goomba deep.
Right. So that's
They're
why.
bringing
Okay.
a couple Goomba.
Okay,
but
then
I
I'm gonna
think
say-
that's still.
I'm gonna say we push for. I'm gonna push for they show up late, but it's not because they were trying to come late. It's because they're walking in a stack. So they got.
Okay.
It's a little,
Fair
little
enough.
clumsy.
Yeah, I don't feel
They
strongly
had to
about
grab their friends along the way. They had to pick them
Right.
up.
Exactly. That's true. They got to go pick up the other Goombas in the stack. Okay. So this next guy, I don't know what these dudes are called. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have no clue. She's, oh, I simply because I don't know him and I don't like inviting strangers to my house.
Not invited.
And
Yeah, that hurt. It hurts me that not a single one of us can name them, but I can't. I'm at a loss.
Yeah, I really can't think of what they're called. Like they spit up the spiky balls and throw
Yeah,
them, right? But I don't know. What I don't know
him
their name.
well.
I don't know him. Get him out of here.
He's at all the high school reunions. I just
You're like, God, I know that guy's face, but it's just so forgettable.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, the
All right,
lady
I
of
got
the hour.
strong
we-
feelings about this one.
unanimous,
Strong
right?
feelings.
Yeah, that's straight to the top.
Yeah,
No, no,
I
this
think
one's
she's
gonna-
a try to make it. I don't think she's coming early. Yeah.
No, she's showing. So hear me out. Hear me
she's
out.
a
hear me out, hear me out.
mayor and a singer. She's busy.
Exactly. She's not just a guest. She's a performer. If you've ever you know Pete, you're in a band. You don't show up to your performance on time. You show up early to set up, make sure the lights are good.
Unless she operates
She
on
takes
punk
her-
time and then she comes late, which is
Does
that's
she look
whole
like a
other-
punk?
I mean,
She's a classy lady, Pete. She's the mayor.
I'm New Donk City.
Well,
though. New
yeah,
Donk City's
yeah.
pretty lit.
Oh,
Donk City.
I don't know. But again, she's not going to come help set up if she's the performer.
She's going to set up her
She's got a
stage
team for
equipment
that.
to perform, and she's going to show up early with her team if she has a team with her band. Like, you think that she shows up 5 minutes before her gig? No, she sets up, or she shows up early with people to help her set up. So I'm firmly in the show up early and help set up, but just specifically for her corner. She might not be putting up
For the
having
show,
the dinner
okay.
or anything, but she'd show up early to get her show stuff together.
I don't know,
That's
yeah,
my
because
opinion.
I think I might have to veto that one.
I feel like I'm feeling it more like
She's too cool.
I could see the argument for not
She's a professional.
they'll try to make it and more of a she arrives late with somebody. She comes with an entourage. I could see that argument. She strolls in late because she doesn't need to be on time.
So I guess the question is, right?
Because it's it's Mario's event, right? She's gonna stop by. She'll make an
Yeah.
appearance.
Stop by and see her ex. Okay, so the question is,
She's the only character on this list with real human plans of any sort. So I think
She has a job.
by that logic, yeah, she can't be there early. She's the only one who ever gets invited to anything.
How do you feel about? Do you think shows up late with an entourage? How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I think if she's showing up at all, it is not alone.
And I think she shows up. I think she makes an
Okay.
appearance. You know?
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. You're
I've
outvoted,
been
my friend.
vetoed.
We got to
I've been-
meet somewhere in the middle here, Ken.
that's not the middle. That's literally
What
second to the
relationships
bottom.
are all about.
Look, here's the thing. I think it's very funny. You both came in very hot on both her and Rosalina, and you both got the opposite of what you wanted. So
Yeah, it's a cruel world.
they can't
Sometimes
all
life
be
ain't
W's.
fair.
Okay. Next we got Cappy.
Oh, Cappy's showing up on time. He's a classy man, classy hat.
I could see the argument. Maybe he comes and helps set up. He comes in and starts occupying all the items and moving them around.
But isn't
Yeah,
Cappy
he's a nurturer.
Right?
But I feel like Cappy would be like this with Mario. Like if Mario was helping up early, Cappy would be there. But if Mario's showing up on time, Cappy's showing up on
I
time.
think the other way to interpret that though is that we're throwing the party for Mario. Mario's the guest of honor, and Cappy's like, yeah, of course I'm going to come help set up.
True. Okay, so he
Make-
would not
make it a
say
special
no
day
if
for
we
his
asked
buddy.
him for help. So, you know what? I can get with they'll show up early to set up with them with
Okay.
that context in mind.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Next we got Dry Bowser.
Oh, Dry Bowser's coming on time, baby. And he's making,
Okay, so wait,
he
I
is
just wanna-
making an entrance. He is like John Cena style kicking in the door.
so wait. You won't invite Bowser, but you'll take Bowser's decaying reanimated corpse.
That is exactly right.
It doesn't make any sense to me that Dry Bowser is on this list. I'm like, what does this mean? How does that make sense?
Don't overthink it. It
Okay.
feels right.
All right, I'm with you.
Feels right.
He's on time and looking fine.
All right, we got Luma.
Luma's gotta be invited.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Luma's invited, but Luma is always with Rosalina. And if Rosalina is a try to make it, I don't think Luma would show up without Rosalina.
I think it would be
point blank.
super funny if Rosalina didn't come, but Luma was there early to help set up. Like that's to
I
me
agree.
that dynamic makes sense to me. Like it's like
But Pete, we're not making a funny list. We're making a serious list.
sure.
No, there are no jokes in Mario. I'm
And
not
for
allowed.
that reason, I think I have to agree with Ken that Luma
Try to make
is-
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally next to Rosalina on that list.
Luma's like, let me ask my mom if I can go. Like
Fair enough.
that's actually the vibe.
Alrighty.
Blooper.
Yeah, next we got Blooper.
Blooper. Here's the thing. Blooper can't breathe oxygen.
Yeah.
That's gonna make it tough.
Who's to say we don't have a pool?
Mm.
You know?
I feel
Okay.
like he would want to come, but Jack is right where the lack of just getting to the party.
there.
logistics.
It's gonna be difficult.
Mm.
But he would try. He'd be like, "Hey, yo, I never get invited to Earthland parties. Like, let me see if I can have somebody pick me
Yeah,
up."
they're definitely invited. They definitely make the effort. Just again, logistically, probably not on time. That's gonna require some planning.
Yeah, okay.
And he would
get there.
need a +1 to even help him get there.
Yeah, like an aquatic handler, probably.
Sure. Okay.
So yeah, I would feel good about that. Showing up late with the +1.
Cool. All right. We'll lock that one in. Okay, next up we got Lakitu.
I am so indifferent towards that little dweeb.
I don't know. Part of me is like thinking maybe we go with On Time, and the thought is that like he's filming Mario.
Oh, so he's like the videographer.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Right.
Or kind of like escorting, helping with is it a surprise party? Did we?
I don't think so.
we
No, I don't
discuss?
think so. I think it's
Okay.
it's an annual event, right?
Okay. Yeah, I could see Lakitu kind of being the escort, the I'll sign up for transportation
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, make sure that the main man gets there safely.
All right, next up we got Luigi.
Not invited.
Oh no! I refuse.
No,
I refuse. I
You
can't do him
cannot
dirty like
disrespect
that.
my man like
And I'm
that.
not
Not
gonna
after
bend on
everything
it. So
he's
you
done.
can either disregard me and throw away my
After
one
everything
third
Luigi's
vote in
done
this,
for
or
us. After
whatever you want to
everything
do. I'm not
Luigi's
changing
done.
my opinion. He's not invited, and he never will be.
It's so cruel. You're just like
So,
Nintendo
Go
during the
ahead.
year of
Whatever
Luigi.
you're gonna do, go ahead.
All right, what do you think, Ken?
Yo, I feel like Luigi loves his brother.
Makes me vomit.
Yo, leave my boy alone.
Fucking hater.
Leave my boy alone. Like, listen, he loves his brother. It would be weird to throw a Mario party and not invite his brother, considering they're that close. Even if you don't like him, you have to invite him.
All right,
'Cause it's a
spoiler:
party for
Baby
his brother.
Luigi's gonna be there, Ken. Baby Luigi's he's invited.
Okay, cool. So you only like
It's
him when
not
they're
like he's
young.
not represented.
All right. I'm pumping the brakes here.
Babies are cute.
I think the one that makes the most sense to me is show up early.
That's what I feel like. He would be there and he would make sure his brother's day is perfect.
Yeah.
To the best of his ability.
And he would
and
not
he would do it.
his contributions would not be acknowledged, but he would be there helping.
Yeah.
Hell,
I
maybe
feel-
he's the
I
one who
feel
threw the
sick
party
in
and the
my
three of
stomach.
us are just taking all the credit, you know?
Disgusting. You are disgusting people.
I will not tolerate Luigi slander
Luigi slander.
on this show. On this
Dry
podcast.
Bones,
In this
unironically not invited. I think I'd just forget about Dry Bones personally.
Yeah, it's like they weren't invited, but not because we disliked them. We just forgot about
It
it.
was
It's
just-
just like, yeah, you have Dry Bones Bowser kicking in the door, and everyone's like, "Yo!" And then by comparison, it's just
It
tall
was
shoes
it was
to
a
fill.
snub, but not like on purpose. It wasn't. It
Yeah,
was
for sure.
a thoughtless omission, which maybe makes it hurt worse, but that is what happened.
Yeah, and then we feel bad about it afterwards. Like, dang, I didn't mean to hurt his villains.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant's invited, definitely.
I think on time.
I think so.
I think
Yeah, feel good
Piranha
about that.
Plant like shows up like in Dry Bowser's arms or something. Like he's holding the pot.
Yeah. Interesting that we so like unanimously agreed that Petey Piranha, the more unique, interesting character,
Not invited.
not invited at all.
I don't like his.
And
I don't like
the
his
generic
vibe.
Piranha Plant, like unanimously, yeah, hell yeah.
Don't
he's
give it
gonna
up for
be
this
there.
plant.
I don't
Give it up
like
for
his.
this
I don't
plant.
like that he has legs and stuff. It's weird. He's a plant. Stay in your lane. That's what I respect about the
Yeah.
Piranha Plant.
He also like makes noises, and
Yeah.
Piranha Plant makes like a couple little.
It just like
you know,
bites.
whoop, but yeah, Petey Piranha's got that like, like
Yeah.
just-
He's gross. He's gross.
Get out
I
of
don't want to
here.
hang out with
I
him.
don't want any of it.
I hate his final smash. He puts you in
Yeah.
a cage. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a pitch for Baby Mario, Luigi, and Peach, or the next 3 in a row. I think they weren't invited, but they crashed, and it's like a Rugrat situation where like
Yes.
they sneak in.
Jailbreak.
Yeah, it's like maybe they're in like the kids' room. They're with a nanny. The nanny falls asleep, and then they're busting out into the party and causing trouble.
Yeah, I think it could so easily steer to problematic if,
If they're invited.
Shut that down immediately. So I'm good with that. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Won't even
Okay,
entertain those. Wiggler.
Wiggler.
All right, so to piggyback off of what Pete said, right? So, Rugrat situation. You have 3 babies. They escape and make it to the party. Who's coming after those 3 babies? Like, who's the babysitter?
I think
who wasn't invited.
I think it's. Well, no, the babysitter was invited. Well,
But
I
it's
guess it
look after the
depends.
kids.
It depends on. I guess because it's like, are the kids in a room at the like party being watched?
That's kind of how I envisioned it.
Yeah. So
Like
in-
everyone brings the kids and they've kind of got their own area in the basement.
right,
Maybe.
right. I think
Or-
it's
To be clear, it's a finished basement. I just want to clarify.
yeah, it's like a nice.
They're
it's
not, like locked in there. It's a nice basement.
Yeah.
They got the PS5 Pro set up. They're having a
yeah.
blast.
There's a
Got
playpen
blue on in the background.
Yeah.
So I think I have 2 immediate thoughts, which is either it's I forget his name, but Old Toad. Or it's one of the Islanders from Delfino. You can see that vibe. I just feel like they have a very, a very like
Wholesome.
calming, wholesome vibe. I'm like, that's the kind of person you want watching a kid, right?
Yeah. So like I'm thinking
yeah.
whoever
Delfino.
watches the kid is at the bottom with the kids because they weren't planning on going to the party. They were planning on looking after the kids. And then the
Then
kids
maybe-
escaped.
But
and he has
that's
to
kind of
keep
like their
job.
happy spot anyway. I feel like.
Yeah, right.
Like
So
they're
then maybe
watching
the
the kids
answer
and they're
is
so
Old
down
Toad.
to do that. They're having a blast.
Because he's old and he's like, I don't want to. I'm tired. I don't need to be doing that.
I'm too
Yeah.
old for boxed wine.
Yeah. So maybe he just wants to chill.
I agree, Pete. I'm good with both of those options, whichever you're drawn to.
All right. Well, we jumped ahead to him, but we'll pop Old Toad up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
While the thought was in my head, I wanted to address that.
All right. So Wiggler. Jump back to Wiggler.
Wiggler's invited, baby.
I feel like Wiggler's on time. Wiggler's there, ready to cut a rug. Like wants to go and dance. Is like ready. First person to open up the dance floor.
I could go either way. I could also see Wiggler trying to make it. Always on the move, I feel like.
Reasonable.
Always from place to place. Could be a short visit if they stop by.
Oh, it's like a pop in. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like the front half comes in, and then as the back half leaves the party, that's
Yeah,
it.
which I feel like we could lump into. They'll try to make it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of places
I'm good with that.
Wiggler could wiggle into there. But yeah, I feel good about that.
All right. Next up, we got the Hammer Bros.
So The Hammer Bros are
Not
handy
invited.
men. Hey, what?
Not invited.
They can help us build the
Absolutely
stage
trash.
for Mario's speech.
I think that's the we need them for the labor. I don't know if I want to
Look,
party with
I guess
them.
there's two very different trains of thought, or like two very different pictures that pop into your mind when you picture two guys walking into your party with hammers. I guess it depends on what time they arrive. If they arrive at like midnight,
Then
and
it's
they
a
just
bad
bust
vibe.
in with two hammers, that's not what you want. If they're showing up 3 hours early with hard hats and hammers and ideally a toolkit,
I think
different
that's the
story.
move. Yeah, I think that's the move. I think they're there
Okay.
from the beginning for setup, and then they hang out and have a couple beers.
all right.
Okay. All right, now
All
we're
right.
getting into the Koopalings.
So this is my opinion, right? Rory is our boy. We have to invite him, right? But the thing is, we don't invite the other ones because they're all little punks. But Rory, being a loyal brother, would not leave his siblings behind. So I feel like Rory would show up with a plus, not 1, but a +6.
Yeah, so I agree almost entirely with that narrative, with one little caveat. The gray one, his name is Ludwig. Is that right?
No, Ludwig's the one with the blue hair.
Okay. Which one's the gray one?
I'm trying to figure that out.
See,
Larry, maybe? No.
Koopa,
Morton? He's Morton.
it's
Morton.
Morton.
Okay. So I would explicitly tell Roy, please don't bring Morton. And Morton would come anyway. Morton would find his way in later in the night. But I agree with Ken otherwise. Roy gets the invite. We kind of know it comes with the caveat that everyone else is rolling with him.
I feel like
Explicit no to
Roy.
Morton. He comes through the chimney or whatever he does later in the night once we've had a few drinks and guards are down.
I'm gonna push back a little bit. I think broadly I'm with this. I think I'm definitely down for we can pop Morton in the wasn't invited. I would say Ludwig is in that category too.
Also disgusting.
Yeah, just
I
like he's
support
a,
that.
you know. I think Iggy though is in the invited category. I think both Iggy and Roy know how to party. You know.
Yeah.
And like they're like they're a fun hang, and you invite them knowing that like they'll bring the other two like Larry and Lemmy, and like they're fine, like you know, like they're you would invite them on their own, but they're not like a buzzkill. Whereas like Morton and Ludwig, it's like all right, like we don't
It's
need
like
them to
keep
come
them
through.
away from me.
And I
All
think
right, I've got one final consideration.
and I was gonna say I think Wendy is try to make it. I think Wendy's like I'm not hanging out.
My final consideration would be Roy invites all of them. By extension, they're all there, except for Roy, who says he'll try to make it, and he actually doesn't end up showing
He
up.
doesn't come.
'Cause he got
Okay.
invited to a cooler
Roy likes
party.
to party. He would show up.
All right, I
Roy
think
was like, "Oh, Luigi's gonna be there. I'm out."
I'm locked in on that. I think that works. Okay, great. We made, you know, I thought that would be a little more contentious, and I'm proud of us. You know, we're working together really well.
Oh, I just want to say I'm real happy that you guys are both on like the Roy like rocks bandwagon. Like,
Look at that dude. His
like,
pink,
he's so cool.
His sunglasses are cool as fuck. He's awesome.
like I'm just like I was a little worried before I spoke, but like I'm glad we're on the same wavelength there.
No,
That's my
no, yeah. There's
Smash
people
Ultimate
that
skin.
you know recognize that Roy's awesome, and there's terrorists, and none of us are terrorists, so nothing to argue about.
All right. Oh wait, no, you're down here too. There we go. Okay. All right. Next up, we got Princess Peach herself.
So I feel like she would show up. She would not show up to Mario's birthday.
No, she's definitely there.
after.
Yeah.
She's definitely there.
Yeah.
I don't think she would show up early to help set up. I feel like she's a little too like what's the word we're looking for? Delicate for that? I don't know. But
I
she
feel
would
like-
definitely be there.
I feel like it's at her house. I feel like it's at her castle.
yeah.
So she's like
Probably.
there early by default, but like is not helping set up. It's Toads and you
Yeah,
know.
I
She has
I
people
don't
for
want to
that.
put her in the box of like Princess Peach helping to set up the party. I think she deserves more than that. She deserves to just show up and have a good time,
Yeah.
like the majority of the cast. So
And like some people, she'll probably show up with a
I
cake.
think she's probably rolling through with Mario, right?
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put them next to each other.
Okay. I think that works.
Also, I love. Please do not change King Bob being the first one. in
No,
that
he's
list.
there. Like we said,
I know
he's
it
there at
doesn't
8
matter.
on
I
the
know They all
dot.
hold the same weight, but I just really love him being in that first slot before Mario.
Actually, I guess we should put them last, right? Because it's the guest of honor arriving.
Sure. Yeah, as long as King Bob stays.
No, King
in his
Bob is
rightful
the
throne.
first attendee. He's the
Okay.
first one through
Very
the door.
good.
I'm
Like
with
the clock hits 8 and the door. He's at the door, ready to turn up.
you. Okay, these guys are called what? Spinies, right? Is that right?
They're not invited.
I can't think of their
They're
name,
weird.
and I don't like them, so I'm with you.
Yeah,
They have a
they're
bad vibe.
Like,
They make women feel uncomfortable.
Look at that
I
face.
wasn't gonna go that far, but they just like whenever they're there, the next morning there's always a piece of broken furniture. You kind of know it was them. They never proactively tell you like, "Hey, honest mistake, but
My bad.
broke this chair or whatever it was." Yeah, they're not the biggest nuisance in the world, but
Agreed.
they're not on the guest list.
All right, Isle Delfino inhabitant.
Late
Late
So
arrival
late.
with a plus. Yeah, I agree.
So late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but it's like in a
impossibly
chill
late.
way. Like it's fashionable. It's like it's the same with like like in the Birdo tier of like you're showing up late in a cool way, you know?
Yeah.
And
I'm
I
torn
invited
between
my neighbors too. I hope that's cool.
I'm torn between they're so late because they're just like so vibing and like having a good time and
They're like
lax.
having a smoke
And
session.
It's either that or just like the most severe depression. It's one of the two.
They are opposite sides of the same coin, aren't they?
It's hard to tell because they don't talk a lot, but
uh
you're happy they're there when they do show up.
Okay, next up we got Chain Chomp. I think Chain Chomp is a similar category to the Rugrat, where it's like the Chain Chomp was supposed to be out back, but he makes it inside, and it's like whatever, it's a party.
You know what? Yeah, like we didn't invite him because we're worried about collateral damage, but like he makes it in anyway, and it's like okay, well, just like behave.
I'm not sad that he's here. It's just it's like you don't invite a dog to a wedding, right? But if a dog's there, you're like it's pretty chill. All right, next up, we got Funky Kong.
Oh, he's showing up.
Yeah.
And he's invited.
He comes for sure. I guess the question is like, I could kind of see him being one of either way. I could see either like we go for the like he's a late arrival because he's chilled out and he runs on his own clock. Or though I could see we make the argument that he comes early with DK and Diddy to help out because like they mentioned they were going to go early and he's like, yeah, no, I'll come through and help.
But is he that kind of cool to just like show up early and help set up?
He's a
Or
chill
is he
guy.
just like
I think
chill guy.
Funky Kong's kind of riding his own wave.
So you think he
Yeah.
comes late?
Yeah, I think like he's probably never read a text that Donkey Kong. It's just a big wall of blue.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you both were locked in on that right away, so I'm with you.
Okay, cool.
Daisy, I think, is early to help set up. She's with Luigi. She's helping him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that actually.
Don't ask me
Like-
why.
like
I
with
have no idea, but yeah.
The better of the and let me just say the superior princess of the two. I'm just gonna put that out there.
That's an intellectual opinion. I think that's totally fine. Shout out to Mario Land. Okay. Next up, we got a Thwomp.
Thwomp's invited.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel like
Thwomp's
on
invited.
time. Because, like, they're very, like, they do things
They're-
on time.
They're consistent.
They're locked in,
They're-
Yeah.
They do things to the rhythm of the beat. That I'm cool with on time
Right?
with them. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
What is the gentleman to his right? What's his name?
I forget.
All right.
The guys with the bandages on their back. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah.
Somebody Google Mario enemy bandage on back. We'll get it right away.
Ken, you got it?
Yeah, I'm on it. There you go.
Cool. Because if you asked me, like, those probably would have been Thwomps.
No, that's a Thwomp.
That's a Thwomp?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. So what's the other
Wait,
one?
no,
then?
this is a Womp, and then there's a Thwomp.
Okay, this is
A
a Womp.
Womp and a Thwomp.
I feel like they're two sides of the same coin. Like they're of the same family.
Oh, I couldn't feel more differently. Thwomp incredibly invited. Womp.
He came though. Yeah, he's a crasher.
He came, yeah. And it was accidental, like I didn't mean to, but I did let out an audible groan when he walked through the door.
You're like, oh god.
And I was like, oh, that was out loud and actually really loud. And I probably shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
The
Monty Mole.
Moxie Mole. I was gonna say I can't remember.
Monty Mole's he's invited. He's
Yeah.
invited.
Yeah,
sure.
Monty Mole. The goat.
Like he's the guy that shows up and you just feel like, oh man, it's Monty Mole. What it do, dog?
I think
Yeah.
probably a late arrival.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say on time.
You think on time?
I think so. I think it's like, oh, it's a party. Like I'll be there, and everyone's like real happy and energetic that he's there. He can travel very quickly because he can burrow through the traffic.
You know what?
Right.
I'm with that. I think I could see it being like he's like the party starts when I walk in, so I'm gonna be on time kind of guy.
Yeah. And when he walks in, he's getting dapped up immediately on all forearms.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you. All right, next we got Nabbit.
Skip. No. I don't know. I think just by the nature of not being sure where to place Nabbit, probably not invited.
Yeah, I feel like he's like he feels reminiscent of like that like type of character you'll see in like an anime or something where it's like, you know, they're in like exactly one episode and it's like this person's our friend forever and then we never heard from them again. It's like, who even is this guy? He's never been to a Mario party. Like,
Yeah,
So-
Nabbit feels like a friend that another friend is like really trying to push on the group and be like, isn't
He
this
could-
guy the best?
at best he could be someone's +1.
Yeah.
That's how I see with Nabbit, right? He's someone that we have nothing against, but he really wants to be best friends with us.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
he
It's like
thinks we're
cloying.
already best friends.
It's like, dude,
right?
I like you fine, but like we already got a George. I don't need this.
So like the way I
Yeah.
see it, we don't invite him. He gives you a call. It's like, oh, I heard you're having a party. When is it? And then you
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
feel
that's-
obligated
oh.
to invite him.
Classic
So I feel like
Nabbit.
we
Yeah.
invite him and he shows up on time, but not through like
Oh, okay.
intention. Kind of like he found out. He asked us about it, and like we're not gonna
Yeah.
be like, we don't want you to come.
Okay.
So like he shows up
Yeah.
and he's real excited about it, and we're just kind of like, he's inoffensive enough.
Yeah. I think
my
that's
two
good.
cents.
Yeah.
No, I think that's good.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
a good read, Ken.
Okay, I'm looking up the name of this guy because I don't remember the Mario
This
football
dude freaking rules.
football player.
Just yeah, making my feelings known early.
What is his name?
Is he like a jock?
Charging
Like-
Chuck. Charging Chuck.
Oh, his name's Chuck.
Yeah, like even his name's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think this dude, like, he comes in and immediately, like, he takes one of the kegs that Donkey Kong had brought around, like, guzzles the entire thing and then smushes it on his head like it's a beer can.
Yeah,
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin style.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah.
I would say he shows up late, maybe with or without a +1, but late because he knows that he has to pregame before the party.
I think he comes late with another one of, like, it's two Charging Chucks. They come together. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this next one,
What is that?
they're like Hammer Bros but with boomerangs. I don't know what their deal is. But like
delete.
okay, yeah, not invited.
Never seen this character in my life.
Not invited. I don't know this next one either.
Yeah, that one also looks like a kid as well. Like
I just
could be
don't I have
wrong.
no idea who this person is and it's so crazy to me that like that's possible.
I want to say it looks like maybe 3D World.
Maybe that's a game I've only played like once. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know.
Okay.
Forgettable.
That's fine.
Egad
Professor-
is invited just
Professor
because
Egad.
it is funny that he's invited and Luigi's not.
Okay. Who's he come
Egad
with?
shows up on time, like way on time.
Okay.
So whenever he goes out to a party, right, he always brings one of his weird inventions and messes everything up. Do we really want to risk him for coming up to the party with a weird invention and causing another adventure on Mario Day?
Pretty sure his invention saved the day, Ken. Can't think of any. That could be one. Pretty sure he's the reason that Mario was not killed by King Boo.
You know what? Fair. You know what? All right.
I think
cool.
yeah.
Fair enough.
I think
Pretty
got
sure
me.
his research
you got
may
me
have
dead
saved
to
the
rights,
Mushroom
too.
Kingdom, buddy. But sure, let's vilify the man.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
next, what do we got? A fish?
No notes.
What are they called? Cheeps, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing: if Chain Chomp is a dog, that's just a fish.
Yeah.
You don't invite a fish to a party, and you're not stoked. if
Well,
one
we
shows
invited
up.
Blooper.
Yeah, Blooper's not a fish.
Blooper's a guy.
Blooper's a guy who just happens to need
Blooper is a
water
squid.
at all
Yeah,
times
but like-
to breathe
but-
and function.
Jack, is a squid a fish?
No,
N-
they're not.
yeah, Blooper's not a squid. Blooper's a blooper.
Also,
This
I want
is
to be
just a
clear:
fish.
squids are not fish. They're a different
Yeah.
thing.
That
You know what?
too.
I didn't believe you, so I had to Google it. And like, yeah, they're not fish. They're classified of cephalopods. I don't know how to
Cephalopod.
pronounce it. Cephalopods. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's like
I didn't-
octopi and squid. And...
But yeah, what are we doing?
That's right.
Here? This is just a fish.
podcast is educational, guys.
That's right. Okay, so
Anyone want to make a bold claim that this is not just a fish?
so no, I think I'm with you. I think I'll say they show up on time because it's just they're in a fish tank.
Yeah,
but
like one of the
but
kids
like,
brought a fish.
I don't see it
They're
why
like I couldn't be
Blooper would
without my
have-
fish.
But like, I don't see how Blooper would have an issue getting there if he needs to stay in water. And that's why we said he's showing up late with the +1 because someone needs to help him get there.
I'm
I feel like
saying
the fish is in the same boat.
the cheap is in a tank at the party because it's just
Yeah.
a fish. Whereas
So he's already there.
bloopers can talk. I've talked to a blooper, in a game.
Yeah, maybe Cheap
talk
Cheap
to-
is where's the party? Peach's Castle.
Yeah.
Maybe already in a tank.
I think there's just a cheap tank. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, fair enough. If he's the pet of the house, then yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he goes ahead of King Bob-omb just because he lives there. Okay,
Fair.
Bullet Bill.
Yeah, he's there because Dry Bones Bowser brought a gun.
All right, we'll put him next to Dry Bones Bowser. I'm with you. Okay, Yoshi.
I feel like Yoshi would show up on time with Mario and Peach. Like they'd come in riding Yoshi. That sounded weird.
You keep making it weird.
I feel like the three of them kind of pull through. Like Yoshi's their stallion. That's the way I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think he comes in the original way, like he's with Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Okay.
This I believe Ken is a Mario Galaxy character, so I'll
Yeah,
Pass the ball
I
to
think her
you.
name's just Queen Bee, right?
Yeah. So this is the way I see it. She's a queen, right? But like she actually has like a colony of people that she needs to look after. She'll try to be there. But there's no guarantee.
She's
She's
probably
busy.
not
She
wrong
actually
for her.
does stuff. She actually does stuff unlike Peach, but I digress.
Everyone's just catching strays.
This
yeah.
low
On
key
a
showing
list
how we
that
really feel.
includes just a fish, Peach is really taking a beating here.
All right, so here's my thing. I have the same problem with this, where it's like Metal Mario and Rose Gold Peach. It's like, isn't that just Mario and Peach?
I thought they were like copies.
Metal Mario's got more of a legacy, I feel like,
Yeah.
and is more of a character.
Because if they're their own guys, this is like inviting your evil shadow self, right? So it's like
so
it's a little creepy.
Well, no, I think just taking the assignment for what it is, just kind of looking at this and giving you my vibe check.
Uh-huh.
I think Metal Mario's invited. They're both invited. Metal Peach, or I think her name is Rose Gold Peach.
Which is insane, by the way.
Is to try to make it. It's insane that I know that, and also, yeah, insane that they felt the need to specify. I think Rose Gold Peach is a try to make it. Metal Mario, I don't feel strongly about. So if you give me that, I'm good to agree with
You see,
where
like
you
my
two feel
logic
that Metal
is
Mario should go.
my logic is with both of them. It's like this is to honor the original Mario, and these are just some like cheap copies Like, why would we invite the cheap copies?
I don't necessarily know if they're cheap copies. I think they have their own kind of style and flair to them. Maybe a little drier personalities, but like
Maybe
they look like cool people, and they're people that
Mario
you like.
broke my chair the last
You
time
hope
he
other
came
people
over.
see at your party. You know?
Yeah, maybe they're both. They'll try to make it, and we like give them. They're aloof, right? Like it's like we invited them, and they're like, oh yeah, and it's like, okay, I have no idea whether or not you're actually interested in coming because you have a weird metal persona.
You know, yeah, they'll try to make it. We invite them, but they feel some type of way about Mario in general. Because people look down on them, maybe.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we feel the
so
need
they're
to
like, I don't
invite them
know.
because they're clones.
I could see
ain't supposed to
them
be this
being
way.
kind of. I think I view them as hipsters, and they kind of look down on Mario as like a pleb,
Okay.
like dressed in his overalls. They're a little pretentious. Again, like you hope that people see them there and are like, "Oh wow, these are cool people at your party," but you hope they don't talk to them because they're like awful. I think that's where I would peg them.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, a literal penguin, great.
Yeah, I don't remember what
is
these guys
this-
are called.
This is from Super Mario 64. Is it the mother though, or is it the lost baby? that
I'm
you
gonna
have to
say it's
go
the
retrieve?
mother, and
It looks like the
Okay.
baby because the mother is,
huge.
yeah, it's a slightly different design. Mario 64.
Not invited. Both characters are terrible.
Well, you know, if it's the kid, I would put them right next to like, you know, baby Mario, Luigi, and Peach.
They're iconic, but they're terrible, and they're not invited to.
I think that's
my
fine.
party.
I don't have a strong opinion about that. I think that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, Toad. Setup.
Toad setup, 100%.
Setup. Yeah, Toad's there for setup. Toadette.
Shows up one time.
I think rolls with Toad.
Really?
They're working together on this.
They're not. Yeah, they're not an item, but they're homies.
Yeah, and I'm with. Like, I see your point, Ken. Of like, I think Toadette has like a little bit more edge than Toad, but I also feel like she would be a team player and be like, okay, you need help. You're my buddy. I'll help you out.
Yeah, Toadette's
Fair
just a good bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Toad's going to help. I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay, Wario and Waluigi.
So they're known to be thieves.
Right.
Would you knowingly invite someone with sticky fingers to your house? Like there are whole games of like Wario being a thief.
Yeah, I can't decide if this is like a we're not friends so we don't invite you, or is it like Wario's the friend in the group that like he's the asshole but he's our asshole. Like we all know he fucking sucks, but he
Still
gets
hasn't
invited.
given me back my lighter. So like no.
But like you hung out with him and
Yeah.
gave him the lighter, right? So it's like, does he get the call?
But like, you love the lighter, so you have to keep inviting him. And just like, today's the
One
day he
day I'll
decides
get
to
it
be a
back.
good person. I think there's only one answer here. It's show up late with a +1, just because Waluigi can't be invited.
Okay, so it's Wario
Dude,
shows up
Waluigi
late
is
and he
100% invited. He gets so much slack because of the bad stuff that Wario does
Listen.
that it tarnished his name. Name one bad thing that Waluigi did.
Ken, I'm with you. I've been
Name one bad thing that Waluigi did.
begging Sakurai to add this man to
You'll
Smash
invite the
Bros.
person who's
for
a
20
proven
years.
thief to the party, but you won't invite the man whose name was slandered because of said dude.
I'm just saying though, Ken, if
And I'm going by
you
the
feel
lore,
so
man. He's not
strongly,
invited. He's never invited.
hold on though. If you feel so strongly that Wario is a thief and he shouldn't be invited, why do you want to invite his fucking buddy who hangs out with him all the time?
Because he's not a thief. Name me one game where Waluigi, aside from like
I
Mario's
can't.
not
You know what,
in
Ken?
that
I
league. He's
can't
not
name you
invited.
one game because he's never appeared in one.
He's not invited.
That's the problem.
Exactly. No, he appears when he wants to play tennis. He's vibing. When you want to do sports, soccer, he's vibing.
Yeah, but
When you
come
wanna
on,
race
man.
cars,
Haven't you ever?
He's vibing.
Didn't your mom ever tell you are who your friends are? You're hanging around with Wario. That's gonna, it's gonna
Why are
reflect
you
poorly
inviting
on you.
Wario?
Well, he's our asshole.
I'm not.
We've established this.
I'm more pressing up on your argument. You're defending Waluigi's character when I feel like, regardless of the
Because
evidence,
Waluigi has done nothing wrong.
how do we know?
Ken, I don't think that you're hearing that I agree with you, and I don't want my
I
answer to
appreciate
be my answer. It's just the answer. It's the correct answer. He's not invited. He never is. It's not right. It's not the way things should be. It's just where we are.
He only gets to come because Wario needs a partner.
Right.
Yeah, and nobody wants.
And no one's happy about that. No one here is happy about that. We wish it was different.
But that does mean Wario's invited, then, right?
It does. Yeah.
Like he has to be. He's
Listen,
even in
this
Mario's.
is a-
You know what?
This is a tragedy.
Mario
We're witnessing
64
a
DS.
tragedy,
He's a
but
playable
we're-
character. He was invited to the castle. So there you go.
Our job is not to change history, Ken. It is just to document it.
I don't make the stories. I just report the news. All right.
No one feels good about this.
Last up, we have a trio of DK characters. We've got King K. Rool and one of his minions.
Yeah, so it's rough because King K. Rool, amazing character, and to just be the most forgettable alligator to his right, it's a cruel fate.
I feel like King K. Rool's not invited. Not because he's not
Oh,
cool,
no.
but it's like,
King
think
K.
about
Rool's
it.
No,
invited.
he's in. So
Yeah,
you
okay.
you
Bro,
invite
he
Wario,
never- we've had-
Wario, but not King K.
Listen,
Rool.
listen to me. I'm just making a case. All right. Look, this is not about opinions. This is about facts. This is what we just said. Think about every Mario spin-off game. How many spin-off games there are from Mario, right? The only appearance King K. Rool he finally made an appearance in a not Donkey Kong game, and it was in Smash. He's never been in anything else. He didn't get invited.
You made the list.
We make the list.
I
We
didn't.
can change that.
He's just on there. I told you. I took somebody else's list and changed the tiers. I wanted it to be, outside the box.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
I'm just-
Mario's about to meet his new best friend that he's been missing out on for 25 years. King K.
Yeah,
Rool, invited.
King K. Rool is going to show up on time and eat all of the food, but he's also going to have like a belly full of laughs. Like he's that jolly giant. He's like, hey, yo, me and Donkey Kong, we had some like beef at first, but we made up. Like we're cool now. He's
All
cool
right.
with Diddy Kong too.
Fine.
Like in that Banjo Kazooie Smash trailer, he was just
Yeah,
vibing
cool.
with them.
Put him in.
Like they made up. We're cool.
And Pete, get the fish out of the goddamn first spot.
No, he lives there.
He doesn't live there.
He lives
Get my King Babam back on his throne.
Fine.
So like here, one tweak.
I think his
An
gator comes
alligator?
with him. He rolls in with an
I think we
entourage.
don't invite the gator, but he shows up anyway with him.
He's the plus
That's
one.
time.
that's the only option.
So then he should
the,
come
ga-
late.
the gator, by no fault of the gator, when you're next to King K. Rool, you just instantly become forgettable.
So then do we say King K. Rool shows up late with his plus one then? I think
I
that's
Show
okay.
up on time, and
No.
the gator just shows up on time next to him.
I don't think King K. Rool invited the gator. The gator just kind of waddled after him.
Okay. So you think he's on time?
I think he's on time.
All right. Fair enough. And then last up, we got Dixie Kong.
They'll try to make it.
I think that's reasonable.
And
I
on a
feel like-
very short, pleasant note.
But I feel like if Dixie knows that DK, Diddy, and Funky are all there, like she would show up.
She'd come.
Yeah, like
think she comes-
She would definitely come.
Maybe she comes with Funky. She arrives late, or is she right on time?
I can see her getting being a little late. Taking her time, getting herself together. Yeah.
So my only thoughts are kind of the same as Pauline. I feel like Dixie is one of 2 or 3 characters on here who actually might have other plans on that particular night. Dixie's cool.
She's got a life.
She's got that Metal Mario vibe to her. Little strut in her shoulders.
Yeah.
A little French beret.
Yeah.
Straight
I see.
bangs,
I'm gonna leave this last one up to you, Pete. I said
listens
my
to Lana
piece.
Del Rey.
I'm gonna say late arrival. I think
right.
everything you said is correct, Jack. But I think she comes because she thinks
All right.
it's an event
I'm
worth
good with it.
attending. To a lesser event, maybe not, but to this one, she's there.
All right, there you go, Pete. Send it to the White House.
All right, we got it, everybody. We did it. Happy Mario Day. I'll read it one more time for the audio listeners since you can't follow along at home. Our final list is on the They'll Try to Make It tier. We've got Rosalina and Luma, King Boo, Shy Guy, Kamek, Wiggler, Wendy, Queen Bee, Metal Mario and Rose Gold Peach on They'll Show Up Early to help set up. We've got the Hammer Bros, DK and Diddy Kong, Koopa Troopas, Cappy, Luigi and Daisy, Toad and Toadette. For the They'll Show Up on Time, we've got King Bob-omb, Professor Egad, Nabbit, Dry Bowser, Bullet Bill, King K. Rool, the Piranha Plant, a Thwomp, oh my gosh, what's his name again?
Monty Mole.
Monty Mole, thank you. Lakitu, Mario, Peach, Yoshi, and the Cheep Cheep tank in the background just for aesthetic. Then they'll show up late with a +1. We've got Bowser Jr., Birdo, Goomba, Paulette, Bloober, Roy, Iggy, I think is this one, right? Yeah, that's right. One of the Isle Delfino Islanders, Funky Kong, Dixie Kong, the football guy, Chester, Chuck and Chester. I don't know. He's a football man. Wario.
Sergeant Chuck.
There we go. Wario, and then they weren't invited, but crashed. Finally, we got Bowser, Petey Piranha, some dude we don't know from high school, Dry Bones, Baby Mario, Luigi, and Peach, Old Toad, who's their babysitter, Morton, Ludwig, Larry, and I forget the other guy's name, but yeah, the other Koopalings who don't make the cut because they're not that cool.
Lemmy,
there you go. Then the spiny guy who makes everybody uncomfortable, the Chain Chomp who breaks in from the backyard, but what's this guy again? The Band-Aid boy? Womp. He's creepy. We don't like him. Boomerang Sisters, some mushroom lady, I don't know. Penguin, Waluigi, and King K. Rool's Gator sidekick. All not invited, but crashed.
A commendable job recycling.
I feel like we nailed this one, guys.
I think we did something special here today.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact, but I've never felt better about anything in my entire life.
Some of your finest work.
So yeah, send it off to the White House.
Happy Mario Day to everybody. Hope you had a merry holiday. I hope you spent it with some Italian Americans that you loved and you enjoyed a nice spicy meatball, some paisanos. I hope that you were down with the brothers. And I don't have another Mario reference, so I'm going to end it there for the day. Thank you guys for joining us here on another very special episode of Nintendo Noise. Remember, if you want to get involved with all the ways that we do things, you want to show your support, you want to go above and beyond, you want to check out the sister shows, you can do all that and much more by heading over to flipscreen.games. Remember, if you're over on YouTube, give the video a like, share it with a friend, click the notification bell so you never miss when one of these videos goes live. If you're an audio listener, please go and give us a review wherever you get your podcasts. It helps the show get circulated and won't cost you a pretty penny. For the crew, I've been Pete. He's been Jack. Over there's been Ken. We'll see you next week.
Luigi's not invited.